Hello everyone, welcome back to another stream on the channel. Today is our last game week of the season, game week 38, and we are live, of course. Welcome back everyone to the stream for the final time of the season. Looking forward to it as usual, but today is going to be a bit more active than I think we're normally used to. We're expecting a lot of leaks today, and I will not be surprised to see many come out, and we will be tracking them, of course, as much as we can, and we'll try to be as accurate as possible. Today I do understand that there will be a large amount of fake leaks as well, so do keep your eyes peeled, but a lot to digest, and I'm sure you will have many questions to ask. So I hope you're all keeping well, and thank you for joining me once again. Get your questions in and I'll run through my team and what's to come, and we'll look at everything that we need to in terms of predictions on Twitter, and we'll keep an eye, like I said, on the leaks. First off, Frank says team is Darlow, Verbergen, Lewis Skelly, O'Reilly, Van Heck, Hill, Senesi, Fernandez, Gross, Semenyo, Saka, Somerville, Haaland, Gyökeres, and Calvert-Lewin. Who do I start and who do I captain? So I think that gets us nicely onto some projections, because the main question everyone is going to have is who's going to play in what minutes and who should I bench, etc, etc. And firstly, let's start off with a graphic from Rob T. Good morning to you, Oliver. I hope you're well. Looking at a graphic from Rob T then, we have, a lot is changing, and we're going to keep an eye, especially on Joe, where he does the live market odds. But Arsenal only 1.6 and a 31% clean sheet odds versus Crystal Palace. Bournemouth very high, 1.74, as they are chasing the Champions League spots, of course, and Brighton also chasing European spots at 1.96, which is very high. United very low at 1.37. Chelsea actually quite high, 1.64. Fulham Newcastle, very, very close game. They expect goals. City, the highest of the game, with 2.76 and a 34% chance of a clean sheet. Liverpool just about 2, and Brentford 1.43, which is not too bad. Burnley and Wolves, which we're expecting the game with goals, but on paper it doesn't look like it's going to be too high scoring. Tottenham, the big one for me, and Everton. Spurs 1.58, which is actually moderately high with how poor we've been at home. And then West Ham, which are actually quite high, 1.93, and the bookies do fancy them. And you would expect, because of Leeds having so many out injured, that definitely has a big role to play. But what is more important is probably some of the projections from some of the people who we can trust in the community. So let's actually first take a look at the Arsenal predicted lineup. And for anyone who's unfamiliar, Emma puts together some of the best predictors that we have and puts them into a graph like this and see what people are thinking. And to answer your question, Frank, as you can see, the predictors have Saka nowhere near any starting lineup. So, to answer your question, I would bench Saka without a shadow of a doubt. I would also bench Semenyo. Again, if we just go to the City one, Man City, Semenyo is only predicted to start out of 2 of the 7 predictors for City. So I'd also bench Semenyo, and I'm also benching Semenyo. And then from there, I would probably bring in someone and start Gyökeres and captain Haaland as he is projected to start. KNG says Leeds defence over Gross of Brighton. I don't think so. I think I'll be starting Pascal Gross of Brighton. If Spurs don't go down, this seriously could be the worst Premier League season in history. Ice Valley's not been great, I'll be honest. I don't think in general it's just been quite boring. Now Arsenal did win the league, of course, and fair play to them. I mean, they have been amazing for a few years now, and I just think it's been a case of City and Liverpool being so poor. It's kind of made it less interesting. Good morning, Maliki. Hope you're well, my friend. I hope you're ready for the final day antics. Darlow or Verbergen, says Christian. I would start Verbergen. Sean says, morning all. Hope yours are well. Yeah, this is mad. This is going to be the last time on my own channel I think I'm going to see you this season. I will be playing the Fantasy World Cup, and I'll be active on Fantasy Football Scout for anyone who's interested. So do keep an eye out. Maliki says Chris Romero is a disgrace of a captain, but Maliki, what's his name? Ali Gold has confirmed that Romero is back in London. So that is something. I did see a tweet today, I think it was. Let me see. Chris Romero is indeed back in London ahead of Tottenham's final day. So there's that. Hello, George. Hope you're well, my friend. Let me know what rank you're at. Mazagala says, morning, Chai. I really hope you guys don't go down today, man. I have been taking the morning to try spend some time on myself. Went to the gym. I made breakfast, had a coffee, read some of my book, done everything except think of Tottenham. And now we are in full flow, and I'm not going to lie, I'm fairly nervous. I don't think I have any confidence going into this game versus Everton, I'll be completely honest. And what makes it even more nervy for me is I'm expecting West Ham to beat Leeds. I mean, Leeds have been great all season, but with the injuries that they have, I'm not looking forward to it. Anyway, let's get back to some of the projections before we talk about Spurs. I mean, I think these are absolutely phenomenal and very useful. Just looking at the Arsenal projected lineups, right? Gyökeres in 4 of the 7 predicted lineups. Raya in 3 of the 7. Gabriel in 4 of the 7. So it really is a guessing game here on what we want to do. And it practically is 50-50 for those who you'd expect to be 50-50. Eze, 57% there as well. I lean on the side of playing those who, are predicted 57%. For example, if I had a Raya, Gabriel, Saliba, Eze, Gyökeres, I would be playing him. And that's for sure. Bro, I'm 150k and 21 points ahead of second in the work league. I'm nervy. What you do there, Georgie, is you probably captain Haaland in that situation, I like to think. But it really depends on his team, of course. Oliver says, my team is as follows. You're 4th in your mini league. I think that's a great team to have at this in this point in time. I mean, you probably get rid of Semenyo. Kieran Dewsbury Hall, DCL, Haaland, Hinchelwood, Gyökeres, Bruno, all fine in my opinion, like worth trying to start. Is Semenyo starting? So just looking at Semenyo here, only 2 out of the 6 predictors have Semenyo starting. I believe it is, from my general consensus, less likely that Semenyo is going to start. I have looked at Bernardo Silva as a pump, by the way. Anyway, let's get on to my team. We'll get back to this in just a second. Let's take a look at what I'm thinking for this game week. So, in front of you, I have my team for game week 38. Again, the final game week of the season. I actually think it's moderately set up. I mean, part of me does think I should probably try start Gabriel. But the question is for who? Like, I don't mind starting all of these 11, maybe bar Hall. The thing for Gabriel is, if he does start this game, I don't expect him to get more than 45 minutes. Like, I do think he'd be subbed off at half time. Be very surprised. FPL Jinx in the chat, he says, as Abby Summer said today, Tottenham till I die, more like Tottenham till they kill me, as that might be today. Afternoon shine, my friend, and everyone else, come on you Spurs. Yeah, it's a big day for the Spurs fans, lads. And it is not an exciting day, I think it's fair to say. Looks good, says Mazagala. I think I'm decently set up. Like, let's talk about a transfer I want to do. I can do two things, right? Because my team is decently set up, and I'm planning on selling Semenyo. Again, I'm going to be waiting on leaks. I wouldn't advise making a move until we get some sort of information, ladies and gents, because it's just not worth making a move, I feel like, to bring in someone who's going to be not starting. And there are a pool of players in which, you know, are definitely going to start. For example, Matthias Tell, a Richarlison, a Bowen, a Somerville. Those are the ones that you can hang your hat on are going to start, or a Hinchelwood. But if you're looking at bringing in, like, for example, a Doku, who I would love to bring in, by the way, which I could do, Semenyo to Doku. I would love to make that move. But I would hold off. I think we're more likely than not to get some sort of information come the deadline at 2:30. So definitely stay put with your transfers if you have the time. I mean, it's a different story if you've got to be somewhere by 2:30. But I think my advice would definitely not to do anything until closer to the deadline. Van Heck or Gabriel starting. If you had to pick one, says George, I would pick Van Heck. I mean, I think he's a decent chance of getting DEFCON. Sorry, lads. Hey, Shai, what do you think about this swap? Sharky to Doku or Soboslai for one free transfer, and João Pedro to Krupi Jr. for a -4. I wouldn't take a -4. I think out of all the weeks, this is probably not a great week to take a -4 because we're going to see either one, less minutes, or two, just no starts. But to answer your question, Sharky to Doku is amazing, but I do think there is a slight chance Sharky can start. Chris says, afternoon, Shai. I thought I'd pop by as my current FPL Chai membership league leader in case you required my advice. You little fucker, Chris. But welcome back, Chris. I hope you're well, man. Thank you for joining me all season. I mean, it's been a journey and a half, and I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I had. And fair play for leading the league, membership league. Chris is top of it. Is this true? Is this true? Where are my membership leagues? Leagues and Cups, sorry. FPL Chai, where are you? It's here, there it is. I'm 11th in my own league. Embarrassing. Chris Sugar is top of the league by 40 points. He's running away with it. Here's Chris's team, who's top of my membership league. Fair play to you, Chris. You're absolutely smashing it. And it looks like you're decently set up with the Brighton lads. I'm sure you're probably looking to see what to do with Cherky as well. Final gift of the season, thought I'd do it early, so that one of the ones here from the start of the season stream have a chance of winning. Yeah, that's a brilliant idea, Anto. And again, another one. Let me see if I have any memberships to gift out. I don't, unfortunately. I sent all of my ones for the month, unfortunately. But again, Anto coming in clutch. We'll be waiting. Refical, hello Chai, I'm sure you guys will stay up. Refical, I wish I was as confident as you are. Like, I think everyone wants Spurs to go down. That, and I can understand that. I mean, if it were me, I'd probably be thinking the same if it were any team but Spurs. Anto says, I'm going into hibernation this autumn so I don't have to put myself through the final relegation showdown. I can't explain how I feel about this final game. It's one of those where, of course, Maliki wins it. Shout out Anto again, who gifts his final membership this season, and not only has Maliki won it, fair play, Maliki, and shout out Anto as usual. Massive Anto. I think that must be 20 weeks in a row. And Maliki the Lurkers celebrating. But yeah, I don't know how to feel. It's an unusual one. Just because we've never been in this position before. And part of me does think we're going to get results. Final home game of the season. Spurs have scored the most goals, I believe it is, in the last 11 seasons. So historically good on the final day. Got 3 transfers though, so got moves to be made. Let me know what you're thinking, Chris, on what you're doing. Maliki wins the membership. The best Iliman Enjoy replacement, Joe, is asking. For me, Joe, Enjoy versus Tottenham is a good own. I mean, I can see him scoring. And I don't know if that's my mind playing against me because it's just been so poor this season. But for 3.9 million, how much money is that in the bank from Iliman Enjoy? That leaves you with around 7.2. Sorry, you've 3.9 million in the bank. Let me restore him. So that leaves you with 2.9 million on top of that. So 9.9 million. I would definitely, Joe, wait on some news if you already aren't triple up on the City guys for a Jeremy Doku. I feel like Doku is probably your best punt that you could possibly bring in at this current time. Also, I do like Bernardo Silva as a little punt. I think he could be a nice little differential because he will get like 70 minutes and get his applaud off the pitch. And if they win a penalty, he has a chance of taking it. So don't mind, definitely don't mind a potential Bernardo Silva punt. Luke says, hi Chai, nice one on the content this season. Thank you, Luke, much love. On bench boost for the last game week of the season, need to switch Matty Cash out. Virgil / Porro or Trafford. Already have Senesi. Have 3 City, 3 Arsenal and 2 Bournemouth. I would go Porro. Spurs are, I believe, tied highest potential chance of a clean sheet this game with 34%. And also Porro has a good chance of getting DEFCON. He'll be busy today, I imagine, which I'm not looking forward to watching. But he will be busy. And I feel like in terms of players who've done a decent shift since the Zerbi has come through, I feel like I've seen a good upshift in Pedro Porro's performances. And there will be balls swung in, hopefully, that will lead to some sort of goal contribution. So Porro would be the one for me, Luke. Super Z says, hi Chai, I'm leading my mini league by 10 points. I have 2 free transfers and I get the player my rival has, Anderson. He seems like the most threatening. Elliot Anderson, I mean, I personally don't think Elliot Anderson is too threatening. But yeah, it's definitely safe because he brings a good floor anyway. Super Z. Maliki, you gotta be kidding me. Appreciate it, says dude. Says Luke, enjoy the summer, brother. Enjoy, Luke. I hope you guys are going to be playing the World Cup fantasy again. I will be playing and looking forward to it. Everton 100% getting a penalty today. Michael Oliver refereeing versus Spurs. I actually don't care what referee it is as long as it is not Craig Pawson on the officiating on any standard, whether that's VAR or anything. Anyway, let's look at some more projections. We have United then. I don't think anything too interesting on United. Bakuna likely to start. Shaw, of course, playing as usual. Maguire, Dallo. I don't think you have too many worries on United. Of course, Casemiro, the only big one who we know is missing out. Newcastle has Lewis Hall 100% starting, and that's why I'm confident in starting Hall. I think is definitely a decent player to start. Do I think that Ollie Watkins is going to start? Let's go to Aston Villa. Aston Villa then. Ollie Watkins is not starting today. I mean, what's that? 8 predictors. Because of course, they're probably on the piss and they have no reason to be going in on this, and it makes sense. Also, I just realised I got the triple Everton on my team. Refical, man, you're killing me. Come on. You're better than this. You need to instill me with some sort of hope. Who else shall we look at? Brighton, all nailed there pretty much. Chelsea, Cole Palmer with a point to prove maybe. Interesting that the Chelsea predictors have 6 out of 7 that João Pedro will start. Villa don't have a sober manager, let alone players. Exactly, Adam. That video of Unai Emery was brilliant. Liverpool, look at the amount of predictions there. Rio Ngamoa is actually unlikely to start this game. I need to text one of my mates about that. Hold on. Salah, 100% start. Kieran says, on a train to Meets, wearing a shirt of Premier League champions, drinking a fruity cider, sun is shining and Shy is live. What a perfect start to the final day of the Premier League. You know what, Kieran? Congratulations, my friend, on winning the league. Very rarely do I say that to Arsenal fans, but you know what? This time around, I'll give it to you. And today, I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum, fighting for relegation. I never thought I'd see the day in which Spurs could possibly get relegated and Arsenal would be winning the league for the first time in 22 years, I believe it is. Rio Ngamoa starts as Mazagala. I also thought Rio would start on the left, personally, but maybe it does mix things up that Salah's going to be playing on the right. You know, balance, etc., etc. Let's also take a look at, so City is all over the place. I mean, I don't think anyone's confident there. United we looked at, Newcastle we looked at, Tottenham then. I also thought there might be an outside shout of James Maddison starting this game. And I don't see a world in which Tell doesn't start this game because he's probably been our best player. Outside of that, do I see anything else unusual? I would be surprised to see Solanke start. And what's interesting with this is they have Richarlison on the left and Solanke up top if Solanke is to start. And that would put Gallagher in the 10. And who on the right? I'm just looking at this. Who would play on the right? Kolo Muani is only in one. Look, Kolo Muani looks to be absolutely... how do I say this? Shot with confidence. I mean, he was woeful last game, and quite often I praise a player like Kolo Muani because he is a hard worker, but unfortunately I don't know what's going on with the footballing ability. Maybe Tell can play on the right if Richarlison's on the left. I don't know if De Zerbi would mix it up though. Wesley says, hey man, I'm chasing a 25 point in my mini league. Who would you do from Saka to Rayan, Szoboszlai, Gakpo, Anthony and Morgan Gibbs-White, and would you captain them over Haaland? To answer your question, 25 point is a big stretch, Wesley, I'll be completely honest, but yes, you do need to go differential with this. I probably would go with Szoboszlai or Gakpo. Again, I don't absolutely love it. Probably a Szoboszlai. It's boring. Would I captain Szoboszlai over Haaland? Absolutely no way, unfortunately. I think if we got a leak that Doku was starting and you had the capability of bringing him in, I would do it. Was Nick Voldemade starting high? Let's go to Newcastle again briefly. Newcastle. Voldemade, yes, very high, 100%. What's good says Lexa. Hello Lexa. And deadly profile picture. I love the Xbox 360 profile picture. DML says, all the best with your team today, Chai. I'm thinking of going with Madueke as a differential. On the right side of corners, by the way. Likely to start and pumped up following his England squad call-up. I don't know how he's got a call-up, by the way. I'm not even hating. But fair play to Noni Madueke. I think he is definitely a good punt. I'm unsure on what minutes Arsenal players are going to get, because if you are going to start that game, I mean, I still feel like you get an early sub. I'd be very surprised if anyone gets past. Of course, there can only be 5 subs, but even Madueke with the World Cup coming up, like if you'd want to even play in 90 minutes. But yeah, Madueke is a good punt. I mean, and that's why I'm starting Eze. Look, I'm not expecting more than 65 minutes for Eze, but he's more than worth starting in my opinion. 1 free transfer and 1 million in the bank. Verbergen, Darlow, Gabriel O'Reilly, Hill, Van Heck, Keane, Saka, Tavernier, Bruno, Sharkey, Gross, Haaland, Gyökeres, Calvert-Lewin, sell Gyökeres for Bone, or Keane for Mavropanos. Gyökeres to Bone for me. Would you captain Hinchelwood? Again, Brighton are fighting for those European spots, of course, but I still wouldn't captain Hinchelwood for me. Randomness says, hi Chai, hope you're well. Randomness. Yeah, I can do a Shirky to Doku once we know that Doku is starting. Yeah, that's what I would prioritise Wesley personally and captain him if you are looking to go differential on the captaincy. Which Xbox 360 profile did you mean? You look like someone who you'd run a Labrador. Did you mean? Sorry. I ran the... hold on. It was the monkey one. This is the one I ran. Oh, what a throwback. Oh, would you look at that? Thank you, Refical. On the final day of the season, he has donated 1 Chai membership. And Randomness, who is always in here, has won it. Congratulations, Randomness. And thank you, Refical. First time donating a membership. And much love for supporting the channel. As usual, Refical. I mean, you've been here all season long. And it's great to see you're still supporting up until the final day of the season. So much love. Randomness says this might be Enzo's last game for Chelsea. He might go out in style. Bought him in for Turkey plus captain. I also like Enzo Fernandez this week. I thought he was very good versus Spurs, and definitely a decent hold going into this final game. I actually look at my team, lads, other than maybe the goalkeeper spot and potentially Eze. I think my team is actually quite good, given that I have Saka, Semenyo and Gabriel on the bench. I think I could prioritise doing Semenyo to either Jeremy Doku, who I think is my absolute favourite, or Matisse Tell. Sharky to Doku, do I do it, Wesley? Wesley, I think it's a great move. Chris says, thanks Shai for all the content and advice. You and your members have helped me to the best ever pending final rank. Really, Chris? Is this your best rank in your history? Let me know what your current rank is and what your highest previous is. I'm intrigued. Any news on Gabriel or Saka, says Rage? Not currently, but we will be scrolling the timeline like an absolute madman to try and get any potential information we can. So do stay tuned. Who has the nerve to give me a membership, says Maliki. Oh, that's brilliant. True. Thank you for subscribing, James. Much love. I wish I kind of had Mo Salah for the final day. Probably get 65 minutes, but still. What is this? What in the world is that? Alright, nothing on the timeline as of yet. And by the way, those of you who are in chat, do keep us updated as well. I'll be keeping an eye on the timeline as much as possible, but I need you guys to do your job for me as well, and let me know if you see any information. Mazagala says, Marmoush, Hinchel, Rayan or Dango, pick 2 Chai. I love the Marmoush punt. Let's quickly look at what projections he is. I don't think they'll be very high. But let's take a look anyway. And by the way, this is the predicted Liverpool lineup. I mean, that is probably Liverpool's current strongest team. I do understand Isaac is back in training as well. Where were we? Sorry. Marmoush City. Marmoush is in 3 out of 6. Again, 3 out of 7. If you got the go-ahead that he was starting, I'd be more than up for it. Just on another good punt, by the way, that I don't think will be talked about. Brian and Buemo, I feel like, could be a nice punt today. Again, Bruno Fernandes chasing the assist record. And Buemo has been a bit quiet, but you know, United are still on an uptrend, and a player like Buemo might get decent minutes. I'll just keep enjoying, says Joe. Nice. Thinking of doing DCL to Fleming, Trossard to Szoboszlai for 2 free transfers. What do you think? I don't know, Joe. Like, I do love to punt on Fleming, and if you're in the mindset of it's the final day of the season, fuck it. Previously, and for my second best finish ever in the season, I finished 4,328, I think it was. I owned Burnley's left back. Who was it at the time? Burnley left back. Was it down? No, it wasn't. 2021 Burnley left back. Who was it? What is going on there? Burnley. Eric Peters right back, maybe. Who was Burnley's left back or right back in 2021, lads? But anyway, he scored a goal on the final day and I started him, and oh my god, that got me a top 5k. So I have no problem bringing in Burnley assets, trust me. But out of all the transfers you could possibly do, is Fleming the best way to capitalise? I'm unsure. Last season I finished 38k, but currently 40k. Was a big follower of you last season, just not a member until now. Great to hear, Chris. I mean, that's amazing. Well, the thing is though, you're not doing amazing because of me, because again, I'm having a tough season this season and last season. Of course, we were number 2 in the world the season before, but still, I mean, it's been a rough ride, and I'm hoping we can get things back on track going into next season. Yeah, I think Mbeumo bags today. Yeah, I've got a good feeling about Mbeumo today, and he'd definitely be an outside shout. I mean, I could do Semenyo to Mbeumo. I also quite like that. I know United have nothing to play for, but again, Carrick, who's just secured his managerial position, United on an unbeaten run, Bruno in good spirits after winning Player of the Year. My rank is terrible, says Joe. You just go for it. Yeah, I like that, Joe. Why not? Exactly. You know what? It takes a lot to continue playing FPL when you're not doing well. And that's how I know you're either a really big football fan or, of course, a diehard FPL fan. Alright, little scroll on the timeline, lads, to make sure we're not missing anything of excitement. If I do Shirky to Doku captain, should I still do Saka to Rayan for a -4 though? I have a bench of either Dango, DCL. Who do I bench? I would bench Saka in that case, Wesley. I don't think it's worth a -4. But yes, I do think Shirky to Doku. Look, I'm not going to lie to you, Wesley. That 25-point gap is very hard to achieve, but a play like Shirky to Doku and captaining is the only way to make up ground like that. Not that that is the only way, but you know, some sort of transfer like that. Considering that your opponent is likely going to captain, for example, a Haaland. Randomness says this is his first season without a 100-pointer. 2 98-pointers. I mean, 2 98-pointers is amazing still. That's because I love the majority of your members don't copy your team. We take a balanced view and play our own game. Exactly. It's the mentality more so than the actual picks themselves. You know, the thought process and how we're kind of formulating our picks. And this season, it's just not been great from my end, but you guys are still smashing it. Raya, Gabriel, Hill, VVD, Riley, Bruno, Dango, Shirky, Wilson, Rogers, Welbeck, Thiago, Haaland. Thinking of a -8/4 with Rogers, Wilson, Thiago, Usula, Lefi and Szoboszlai. 20 points behind first and 20 ahead of 3. Ilum, like I said all stream, I would not be recommending any hits, I'll be completely honest. I can get them. Players like Rogers, Wilson, you can definitely sell, but Thiago is a no need to sell at all, especially for a hit. Also, to make things worse, my rival has a free hit. Well, in that case, he's probably going to be glued to his phone up until the deadline. He's probably going to have Doku if we get a leak that he's starting. Wesley, man, I can't lie. You're going to have to hope you do some spectacular things and that Doku gets a hat-trick. Kev says, Bro, Welbeck to Krupi, Pedro to Mane, Saka to Salah, and Semenyo to Gibbs White for a -8. Now, that's a more justifiable -8, I'll be honest, Kevis, sorry. Welbeck to Krupi, absolutely not. Pedro to Mane, absolutely not, because Pedro's going to start this game, and Welbeck is going to start as well. Saka to Salah, yes, I know you don't have money to fund it, but if you can do Salah and Semenyo to Gibbs White, I think that's potentially worth it. Saka captain, look, I'll be honest, I don't completely love it, or Salah captain, I don't completely love it, but I can justify it. Zetland says, here's my team, what do you think? Again, I feel like that's a great team. I don't actually feel like you need too many transfers. Saliba and Gabriel are probably worth risking to start, including Raya. Look, realistically, 2 out of 3 of those are probably not going to start, but you wouldn't expect them to come on if they don't start. Do you think Wolves versus Burnley will be high scoring? I want to triple captain Jadon Anthony. I probably think that Spurs game has more goals than that Burnley game. I'll be completely honest. But yeah, I do think there will be goals. Is it worth taking a -4 to get Gibbs White in? And would you do it to replace Saka? Says Jeremy. If you have no one else who's going to play Jeremy, yes, I would. He's a casual. I don't think he watches FPL content. I don't think he knows about leaks and a smirky face. That's the only thing I've got going for me. Well, Wesley, let's hope he chooses let's hope he chooses Saka, Gabriel, and I don't know. I don't know. Would you suggest going Keller to Rhea or any other goalkeeper for a -4? Absolutely not. I have 4 free transfers and on bench boost. Team's pretty template. Any recommendations, please? Elliot, again, like I said, and I'll be saying it all stream, I'll be waiting until City's team leaks. Out of all the teams we're likely to get, City are probably the most likely. And your team is pretty template. How would you spice this up? Again, like I said, Doku I'd be keeping an eye on. Richarlison, Tell, Jared Bowen. They're the players I'll be going for because you can expect good minutes. Anthony is a better punt than Rio. I'm unsure of a Rio start. Does Dubravka even start? Probably not, but I'm going to start him ahead of Kelleher just in case. Do you think Rio starts? I think there's a chance he starts, but I think it is probably more likely than not that he starts, if I'm being honest. Okay, I'm going to do another little scroll on timeline, lads. Make sure we're not missing nothing. City plummeting. Predicted goals gone from 2.91 to 2.54 in the last 12 hours. Well, I'm taking the armband off Erling Haaland. That has just confirmed it to me. Again, I'm not fear-mongering, ladies and gents, and I'm not asking you to listen to me, but 0.37 is statistically relevant to everything, to be honest. I think that is a lot. I mean, that is definitely enough for me to take off the armband. The problem for me now is I have no one that I can captain. When I say I have no one that I can captain, I have no one that I'd be willing to captain. Lads, I'm taking the armband off of Haaland. The question is for who? Lose Hall? Like, is that how down bad I am? How has this DEFCON been? Terrible. 3-9-1. Get me out of there. Enzo Fernandez, final game of the season, on form. I'm locking that in, lads, for now, until I make a transfer. Oh my god. I was not expecting that. 0.37. That is ridiculous. Fleming or Asula? I mean, Asula. Why not? Asula have been on fire, man. Thank God they beat West Ham. I'm gonna text my friend because I said I'd give him a hand. Bruno captain is for me. George, I would also be moving the armband. Could be junior captain. I have a free transfer. to bring a player under 8 million for Eze. Who would I go for? I already have Gakpo and 3 City. 8 million. Who do you go for? I do like a punt on Matisse Tell. I'm not going to lie to you. I think if anything is going to come good for Spurs, it's going to be through him. He's been our bright spark. Is Mark Gahey playing? No guarantees. I'm not going to lie to you. But I think it is likely, yes. Alright, let's just quickly go to Joe's website here. Shout out Joe, man. He's on fire. Or not his... does he have his website? FPLjoe.com. No problem, Jeremy. Okay, let's take a look at where City are. 2.54, down 0.24. Yeah, it's just dropping more and more. I already see the future and it's falling outside the top 1k because I already captained Salah. Yeah, suddenly Salah doesn't look too bad, ladies and gents. W Joe, yeah, W Joe in chat. Joe's not even in here. We're W Joeing it up. Yeah, that I think like projections, live projections are an absolutely amazing tool. But the way people are panic over a tiny swing and start speculating, I feel calmer managers will unintentionally benefit from it. I don't know if I agree with that. I feel like the last time we saw, you know, a big drop like that, someone like Haaland was missing out. Maybe a player like Bernardo Silva is the one, even though he's going to get an early sub. Lads, I can't believe all my options for captaincy. I mean, this is terrible. Do I get rid of James Justin to spend one free transfer on a defender now because I have benching headache in midfield and attack? I don't know, Joe. Other Joe. Joe O'Reilly. Pedro Porro. If you're going to bring in anyone, Joe. Gives White a shot this week. Absolutely. I mean, he's been amazing. He's probably a bit salty he didn't make the England team as well. Alright, let's do another little scroll, lads, to see what other people are doing or saying. We all know you're buying Pedro Porro. Stop making excuses. You know what? That is something I could do. Bring in Pedro Porro for Gabriel and captain him. Final day madness. Saka out, tell in Spurs going big today. Derek, I hope you're right. Derek, like, this is all or nothing. No way, George, is Rice going to play. There'll be no Rice, no Saka. George, I don't know if you saw this, but this is 7 of the best predictors predicting lineups today. And for Arsenal, wait, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. Let me go back up. Arsenal. Imagine I just gave you the wrong one. That'd be crazy. Rice is in one of the 7 teams, and Saka is in none of the 7 teams. So I think there's very good indicators that there's probably not going to be either of those. Alright, lads, this is information already, and we're only 45 minutes in, but that is way more than enough for me to take the armband off Haaland. Now, I just hit my knee and I'm in absolute agony. Nonchalantly stretching it off. My God. I think it is still, like, Haaland is probably going to get 45 minutes realistically. Like, I mean, I'd be shocked if he didn't feature in Pep's last game, but still, I'm not confident to put the armband on him. Again, nothing to play for. All doom and gloom now that Pep is leaving. Sell Semenyo or Trossard. I would be first to sell probably Trossard, to be honest. Trossard is, where is he on this? In 0 to 7 predicted lineups. So I'd sell Trossard, to be honest. Alright, let's do another little scroll to see what's going on. Also, by the way, Foden is not a bad punt. This is also something I could do. Haaland to Bowen and Saka to Salah. If we get a confirmation that there is no Haaland, and we get a confirmation that the likes of a Marmoush is starting, I would definitely be inclined to go with like a Marmoush Doku. Sell Semenyo and Haaland. Or a Salah and a Bowen, just like that. Gonna captain Bowen and hope West Ham win. Sorry, Chai. Dean, West Ham can win for all I care as long as Spurs get a draw. If you know what I'm saying. Alright, I need to see what are the possibilities in case. And if I were ye, I would make sure that you have something lined up in the case of Haaland being benched. I'm not looking to take a hit this game week, but if it comes to it, 7.5, I could do Eze, I could do... It really comes down to who's not playing. Salah captain on the final day for a last hurrah. I mean, ideally, I don't want to take a hit, but... Gabriel to Porro. Gabriel and Porro. Gabriel to Porro and Haaland to Bowen, if it came to it, I think is probably my priorities. Royce to Somerville it is. Hey man, thinking about benching Gabriel for Reynaldo. Nothing wrong with that. I think that Gabby comes off a half time if he starts, and Reynaldo has something to play for. What you reckon? I don't mind it, Wesley. I don't mind it. The only thing is the markets aren't too hot on Sunderland. Omara, Choi, the differential goat. How are you, my friend? Here's my team. Darlow, Justin, Snessi, Gehi, Soboslai, Bruno, Semenyo, Trossard, Welbeck, Bowen, Haaland, Verbergen, Heck, Lacroix, Casemiro. 1 free transfer, 0.4 million in the bank. Tips to move from 1.7 rank to 800k. 900k. You're asking for a lot there, Omar, to half your rank. I would definitely not start Trossard. I would have Van Heck in there. Casemiro is not going to play. Again, like I said, my tip would be just to wait and see now that we've got some sort of information about Haaland or City, projections going down. There's really no need for Haaland not to feature. That's true, Reese, but there's also no need for him to feature. They have nothing to play for. Who would you choose between Tell and Richarlison? I've been thinking long and hard about this, Rahul Roy. I think Tell gets more minutes than Richarlison now that Slanky's back. And I'm also trying to think of game state, right? If we're leading, let's just say 1-0 in the 60th minute, you take off Richarlison. I don't think you take off Tell first. But if they were both getting the same minutes, I would be going with Richarlison because of penalties. So 50-50, I'll be honest, Rahul. If it were me, it would be dependent on who the striker I'd be selling. For example, if I was selling Thiago for Richarlison, or let's just say Trossard for Tell, I'd do Trossard for Tell. Play Darlow or Verbergen, I would play Verbergen. DCL or João Pedro, I would play Pedro. Chris says, if Haaland is confirmed bench, would you sell him or still be worried he'd get 45 minutes and do damage, especially if you're protecting position in the mini league? Chris, to be honest, it depends on if your mini league rival is a casual or not. If he's casual, he's probably not going to know that Haaland's going to be benched. Therefore, the safe thing to do is actually hold on to him for 45 minutes and do damage. But that's ultra safe, Chris. You know, more likely than not, a 90 minutes person is should likely outscore Haaland, even though it is Haaland. Take hits or no. Depends, Omara, on what leaks we get. You good choice, says Downtown. All good, Downtown. Thank you for asking. Simpa says Saka and Semenyo to Palmer and Gakpo. Those moves aren't bad at all, Simpa. I don't mind them. Don't mind them at all. Lads, I actually quite like my team as it's currently set up. Like, if I sell Saka and Semenyo, I don't know who I'd be benching for those unless we get a leak. Haaland or O'Reilly is benched. Jaden Anthony is the captain today, boys. Best of luck with that, Reese. Alright, let's do another little scroll on the timeline, gents, and see if we're going to get any information. Casemiro for Anthony, I already did it. What do you think? A lot of people bringing in Jaden Anthony. Love that. Alright, here is Luke's predicted lineup for today, which he put up 8 minutes ago, and it has no Haaland. I need to ring one of my friends. Let me see if I can get him on speaker. I think he's on night shifts, so he's not going to answer. Any leaks? No leaks, but there has been projections for City that have went down in the market odds. Here's from Luke, and he has Savio over Semenyo. He has Marmouche over Haaland, and he has Foden over Doku. This is not good in terms of FPL. He has no Rico Lewis. He has no O'Reilly in this at all. Let him sleep. He's been egging me all week downtown to give him some sort of information. So I'm going to try to get through to him. This is mad. I knew there'd be stuff today. Sorry. Team a total lottery this week, so take nothing from it. It just feels he gives minutes to all the guys he hasn't been, but total guesswork. Stones and Silva surely play a big part. Rico Lewis and Nate Norris, others that can get minutes. Good luck. Yeah, there's no one in this team you probably want other than maybe Marmouche at a stretch. Marmouche captain, lads, maybe. I've both Nico Riley and Gahey. I am fooked. No Gahey or Nico, lol. Again, lads, this is projected. Alongside this, we've seen the market odds go down. So, I mean, it makes sense. Guys, the date is there to show it is a clear prediction. Same team as on FPL Black Box a couple of days ago, aside from Rico Lewis change. Don't base decisions of my guesses. There is no tactical element or form considerations. Good luck. What are you calling them on? Skype? No, I'm calling them on Snapchat. I can't see him going that rogue. Pep will want to go out in style. That's the thing with Pep though. He just wins no matter what team he plays. I mean, I think you're right though. Does Lacroix start, you reckon? Probably not, George. I'm going to say with a European final in 3 days. Maxime Lacroix is set to play his final match at Selhurst Park this afternoon against Arsenal. A transfer for the Crystal Palace centre-back is scheduled. There are no discussions for the Eagles to extend his contract. Well, there you go, George. I don't think you're going to get better than that. It looks like he is going to start. Fah! Minus 85 transfers it is then. Ah, Anish, man. Anish with the 21 months, the longest reigning Chai membership or member of Chai's history. I mean, fair play, Anish. 21 months in a row is absolutely ridiculous. I actually think he might be longer than that. But cheers, Chai, says Anish. Last game week. Anish, let me know what you're doing, my friend. I'm intrigued to see what you're thinking. But yeah, much love and thank you everyone who supported us so far up until this point. It's been an amazing stream. I'm actually really enjoying it. I love the chaos. FPL does get a bit boring off the back of an international break and then, you know, nothing interesting happening. But this is what we love to see, a bit of chaos. Matt Lowe, I'm at Tottenham today. No message or letter from the Lewis family owners or chief executive Vinay Vika. Why can't I read his name when I see it? Vicollection in the matchday program. Roberto De Zerbi says it's not acceptable for us to be in this position and we are playing for pride, dignity in the history of our club. No C alert, lol. No, C is only for subscribing. De Zerbi adds, it all comes down to today and we know what we need to do. We all give absolutely everything to ensure that the outcome is what we want and we keep this fantastic club where it belongs in the Premier League. That's what I love to hear from my manager. There you go, George, my friend. Every time I refresh the timeline, it looks like we're getting something. So stay tuned, lads. I'm going to be on the timeline like a hawk. Christian Romero is now back in London and will attend Spurs' last game for survival. Shout out. Today is Kai's Day. Gianni Battici on Sky Sports. I'm kind of nervous, lads. The nerves are settling in. Part of me wants to bring in a Spurs player just to ride or die. Let's do a poll, ladies and gents. Are Spurs getting relegated? Oh my god, Downtown just said do a poll for who we think is getting relegated. That is mad, Downtown. What are the odds of that? I didn't even see that message. Kieran, or DBH, Dewsbury Hall and Fleming in. Captain Dewsbury Hall. Anish, man, you can't do me like this. Ah, George, that makes sense. When you going on Sky Sports, Downtown, my time will come, don't you worry, my friend. Venkatesham. Thank you, Ishank. Absolutely hate him, so I don't want to be able to pronounce his name. Really hope they won't. Would be pretty sad. It's mad seeing people saying it would be pretty sad. I mean, good to see we have some sort of grounded people who do somewhat care about Spurs and know that we're always a good game and one of those fixtures that you look forward to. I'm going to captain Tell. Derek, I'd love to bring in Tell, I'll be completely honest. Alright. I feel like this stream should just be me refreshing the timeline. Let's FPL newsletter. Let's turn on the noties for the newsletter. So we see anything he posts. We will be there. Love you, Harry, man. Alright, still nothing interesting on the timeline. I'm sure we'll get more information as time goes on. Captain Gibbs White, I don't love it, don't hate it. Look, Bournemouth are on a run. That's why I don't love it. Captain Eze, another player I don't think will get past 60 minutes at a max. The person I captain likely has to be the one I'm bringing in here. And it will be for a hit if Haaland is not featuring in this game. What I'm going to do, and I actually quite like this. If Haaland and O'Reilly don't feature, I'll bring in Porro for Gabriel. And I'll do Haaland to Richarlison / Bowen. Again, of course, being a Spurs fan, I never want to bring in Bowen. But West Ham can win, and Spurs can also get a result for us to stay up. So it's not the end of the world. Hi, Chai. Busy day today. Just popping in to drop a like, say hello, and that I chickened out of Igor Jesus pick for today and gone Fleming. Nothing wrong with a Fleming team, man. Thank you for joining me, of course. And much love. And I do appreciate if you're popping in, even just to say hi. Big day today, though. Let me know, ladies and gents, where you're going to be watching the football today, assuming that you are going to be watching. It is my granddad's birthday party today up in his house, and we will have the games on in the gaff with the family. Nerve-wracking stuff. He is a massive Tottenham fan. He is absolutely dreading it as much as we all are. It's going to be a mad day. I want to say yes to relegation, but I feel bad for you, says Dai Shan Kiri. It's not great. Omara says, guys, don't sleep on Chai. He will captain a differential player in the last minutes. Yeah, don't worry. I definitely will. I'm currently on Fernandez just because I'm not confident in a Haaland start currently. Bowen is my captain today. Full jinx mode is engaged. I like what you're doing there, Anthony. Very smart. Alright then. Anything else of concern on the timeline? Tottenham are prepared to move on from club captain Christian Rare in the summer, with team talk understanding intermediaries are already working behind the scenes to facilitate a potential move. Yeah, I do wish I kind of had more free transfers. It'd be great. Would be great, alright. Alright, still nothing of interest on the timeline, ladies and gents. I'm watching from Bhutan. Love your content, says Kasang. Thank you, Kasang. Bhutan. This looks like a beautiful country. Where on the map is it? Bhutan. Globe map. Where exactly in Asia is it? Very good. Kasang, thank you for joining me as always. Everyone give their rank. Yeah, let me know your rank in the comments currently. Again, I'm 660k. Can I finish in the top 500k to make it not embarrassing? I think is the best way to put it. Maybe. Hold on. That guy I said I rang. I'm gonna ring him again on his phone. I need to get through to him. I need to, lads. He'll be kicking himself. The number you have called. I'm sorry, but the person you called is unavailable. Their phone is on Do Not Disturb. Never mind. Would you buy Richarlison if you're starting Tarkovsky or go Krupa Jr. Bowen instead? Cheers. If one thing is for certain, it is a Richarlison yellow card today. I mean, let's not forget, he's against his former team. Dauman and Jesus for Saka and Gyökeres. I mean, if you want to go all in on Arsenal, sure, but I think there are some better moves you can make. 40k says Andy. Very good. Himal says he's near Nepal. Very good. Looking from Japan. Game time is at 12 a.m. Hey, should I remove Mbeumo for Anthony? No. 9 points off from my mini league leader. Need some differential punts. Dine, where you're going to pick up your differential points is going to be from these leagues. That's what we're banking on. What is the other thing I could do? The other thing I could do then is Marmouche for Semenyo. Marmouche for Semenyo. Did I just bring in Semenyo for Semenyo? Marmouche for Semenyo. And Haaland to Richarlison. Now I can do that, or I can go just straight to Mo Salah. I'd love to do that and captain. Only in the case of him not playing for sure, that Haaland is not going to start. And then playing Hill, Senesi, Hall, 4 midfielders and 3 up top. Don't mind that. Don't mind that at all. Alright, another little scroll. Elliot Anderson for captain? Nah, I wouldn't be, personally. Going all sentimental. Salah captain and Robbo win. I don't mind that at all. Could go sentimental with Spurs as well. Although that's less fun. Now that I think of it, doubling down is less fun on Spurs because it's just not good. It's a terrible idea. I don't know what I'm thinking. Okay, lads, we have an hour until the end of the stream. 84 you currently in here. Do me a favour, hit the like button and subscribe. Again, thank you so much for all of you who supported this season so far. I mean, for 38 game weeks, I've tried to be as consistent as possible. The team selections ran up until game week 32. Transfer plans ran up until about game week 20. And we will be going again next season. I'm going to be more consistent. Again, I know I say it every season, but every season my career is getting busier and I'm trying to be as consistent as possible. Derek is watching from Ardmore Village in Waterford. Up to date. Lovely to hear, Derek. Come on, you Spurs. Again, I don't know what I'm going to expect out of this game. I'm going to say 2-1 Spurs. 2-1 Spurs. Tell Richarlison. Another little scroll on the timeline. Strongbow is out. That's brilliant. I love those captain Salah. Alright. Still nothing. That's the thing though. I actually feel like my team isn't that bad. Maybe I'm losing my mind and my team is terrible, but I don't think it's all that bad. Okay, here we go. First leak of the season, or of the stream. Haaland does not start. As easy as that. An hour before the deadline. There you go, ladies and gents. The moment we were waiting for. Now, that means I'm taking a -4 and bringing in Richarlison. Oh my god. Here comes the chaos. Oh shit. I just I just sent Haaland is not starting to my sister. Oh my god, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. There you go, lads. Put that in the group chat. Oh my goodness. How are we feeling with that, ladies and gents? No Haaland in the starting lineup. I need to extra wake up this fucker. Oh, lads. Okay. Now, I did say that it was significant that those market odds went down 0.39. I mean, that is a ridiculous amount. Now, what that does mean is Omar Marmoush is now probably a green light. I mean, if there's no Haaland, there's only going to be one other man. Richarlison or Bowen? Look, from an objective point of view, Bowen is a better bring-in. Maybe a blessing in disguise? So it begins. Fingers crossed my mini rival isn't watching this, says Wesley. Evil man Wesley. Sell the robot. The robot is a sell, ladies and gents. Now the question is, am I bringing in Mo Salah for his last game of the season? Salah captain and Richarlison in. Marmoush in and Richarlison in. Bowen. This is tough. Even though he's benched, it still scares me to sell him. Chris, I don't know, man. I feel like it's enough for me to sell him. Realistically, surely he's not going to bag 2 goals in let's just say half an hour. I know it's possible. I know it's more than possible actually, but surely, like, who's on pens if there's no Haaland? Bernardo Silva, because he's leaving. He probably might be on him anyway, even if Haaland was starting. It's Bernardo Silva, John Stones, because he's leaving as well. Or Foden. Has Foden ever taken a penalty? Has Foden ever taken a pen? Foden pen record. I can't remember. 0 goals from penalties. No. I just think Foden because he's a marksman. Bernardo for the sentiment. I did say Bernardo is not the worst of punts, lads. Alright, let's see how the timeline is reacting to the news. Haaland to Bone confirmed. I'm not liking the amount of people now back in West Ham. This is terrible. Haaland, Rice, Richarlison, Salah for a hit. I like that, George. I do like that. Lads, that is madness. I don't know if I want to take a hit. Spurs is busy today. Kais says, I am so confused now. Kais. Okay, my friend is not answering about the leak. That was very early, an hour early. So what that does mean is we are going to get news for the rest of the City team if that's coming an hour early. Which of O'Reilly, Gabriel is more likely to start, Shy? Gabriel is more likely to start in my eyes. I don't think either of them start, if I'm being completely honest. Here we go. Alright, let's keep an eye on the timeline because I'm sure there's more to come. Almost positive. My mate is indeed on the night shift. It's a shame. Which of O'Reilly are... sorry, I answered that already. Captain Doku. I don't even think Doku's going to start. It might be Captain Foden or Marmoush at this point. The thing is, though, if Marmoush... look, I don't think you're going to get much better than a Foden or Marmoush or a Salah. I'm off, guys. Good luck, everyone, this week. Cheers, Shy, for the content the entire year. It's been real. Come on, you Spurs. Anto, enjoy the game, my friend. Come on, you Spurs is absolutely right. I mean, it's squeaky bum time. Somewhat of me is kind of excited. I don't know if that's the right word. Nervous and excited. I felt in the same place. But good luck, Anto. And thank you for all the support as usual, my friend. It's been a real one, Anto. I do mean it. Okay, so looking at my team then. O'Reilly, Haaland are probably sells. Saka, of course, as well. I need 2 players. But Marmoush could still only play 45 minutes with Haaland the other. He could, Chris, he could. But the thing is, like, a player like Marmoush, the reason he's starting a game like today, in my opinion, would be because of the lack of minutes. And to sub off someone after 45 minutes who's lacking minutes, you probably just take off Reinders and play Marmoush in the 10 and go Haaland up top as well, if you are going to do that. And keep the guys who haven't played many minutes, I would say. That's just my opinion. Biggest game in history, says Spacine? Absolutely. If Haaland isn't starting, which he isn't, Reese, then you'd expect the rest of the team to rotate. Do you start O'Reilly or Gabriel Saliba? I would start Gabriel. That's the problem with Marmoush. Haaland definitely comes on at some point. Yeah, he probably does. But it's the same with Salah, lads. Salah definitely gets subbed. Let's just say you're going for a Palmer. He's definitely going to get subbed as well, I imagine. Any of the City assets are going to get subbed. It's just, can they do the damage in that time? No, O'Reilly's not confirmed benched, Kieran, but on FPL, on Luke's Twitter, he doesn't even have O'Reilly, on the second string team in his predictions, Kieran. And for me, that's like, that's very telling. Along with, of course, projections. So that's where it comes down for me, Kieran. There's been no confirmation at all. But again, there probably isn't much reason for O'Reilly to start today. I've sold Haaland to Bowen, Trossard. Trossard to Salah. -4 going to captain Salah as well. Gameweek for more fun. I do like that, Joe. I think that's sensible as well. I've triple Arsenal defence, O'Reilly, Shirky and Haaland. Talk about headaches. I've only 3 free transfers. Look, I've no problem with starting Raya because if he doesn't play, he's not going to get subbed on. And I do think one of Saliba and Gabriel are probably worth risking, even though they're probably going to get an early sub anyway. Should I sell Gyökeres? I don't think you immediately need to sell him. I do think it's worth holding off and seeing if we get any more information. I wouldn't go there instead of Richie, Spacine. HIS, as a Spurs fan, you think Solanke starts? I don't think so. But if you own him, he's probably still worth benching. Jeremy, let me know in chat the source at who, and I'll be able to probably tell you from that, but I can potentially have a look, see what the timeline is saying. Again, my general rule of thumb is, if before today you hadn't seen the source before, well then they're probably not reliable. What's the reasoning of Pep not fielding his strongest team? Well, they've nothing to play for, one. I imagine if I'm these players, the last thing you want in Gameweek 38 before the World Cup is an injury. So there's that. And then the third thing is Pep also, he does have a connection with a lot of his players. He's going to play players like John Stones, who he hasn't got the chance to play all season. Phil Foden, Reinders, who he brought in but hasn't played that much. Bernardo Silva, of course, is going to play. It's also a chance to give the players, their last hurrah before they move on as well, I imagine. So, a good few reasons. Really wish I had free hit. Bruno is the only pick I'm confident in. And of course, as a United fan, Chris, you are going to be. And why don't you just captain them, Chris? Chris Royce. I feel like I've seen that name before. And FPL Focal. Did Oscar say it in his stream or did he tweet it? Anyway, we'll monitor it. I'm sure that that won't be the only source. I'm just going to have my phone ready on the side to make sure I'm not seeing that. Kieran says Max Dowman starts. Will you be selling Haaland? I will be, yes. What a fan base, man. Here we go. Lads, maybe Phil Foden is the guy to bring in. He's the explosive asset we've known in previous seasons. It would be something if he done something on the final day as well. It makes sense in my eyes. 1 point, that is all. Do not ball at Tottenham Hotspur. Peg Jan Vertonghen. Super Jan Vertonghen. Sorry, lads, getting sidetracked. Just letting people know, family members, that they need to sell Haaland. Best Haaland look, the best Haaland replacement is indeed Jared Bowen. FPL boys are not reliable. Oh, can't type for my life, lads. I'm actually frantically refreshing the timeline. What is Jose doing at the Bayern game? I love that Jose Mourinho is getting that Madrid job back, by the way. It's reviving football. Oh, it's almost that time. It's almost 4 o'clock, lads. Wrenches says Hermansen, Traffert, Tarek Mascara, Bruno, Bernardo Silva, Ngamoa, Dowman, Krupi, DCL, Asula. I assume this is some sort of free hit, Wrenches. I wouldn't be confident in Rio Ngamoa starting this game personally. Salah starts, confirmed. Sorry, lads, I just have my phone to the right if you're wondering why I'm looking. Salah starts, which I don't think anyone is surprised by, but it's good to get a confirmation. Is there anyone else I can turn on notifications for that might be reliable? I'll turn them on for Andy because he'll always tweet about it. Let's talk. There he is. Okay, Andy didn't tweet about the other leagues. Let's put on Oscar because he'll always tweet about him. Bing. Okay. Back to my team then. It looks like I'm going to bring in Richarlison, lads. I don't absolutely love it because I'm not confident in Spurs at all in the slightest. What about João Pedro? João Pedro should be fine. Do you transfer Haaland out for a -4? If you've not got a solid 11, yes. Or if you're able to bring in someone you're willing to captain. Donald Murphy says, is this going to be your last stream until August or will you do World Cup Fantasy too? You see, World Cup Fantasy is really, really awkward. And the reason for that is because all the deadlines fall at like 8 p.m. my time, I think. So they're all really awkward. But do catch me on Fantasy Football Scout. I will be doing content there if we're interested in seeing what team or what I'm thinking for the World Cup. In terms of my own channel though, I think I am going to park this to be solely FPL for the time being anyway. I mean, I could do World Cup Fantasy, but I mean, I am going to be pretty idle for the summer. Saying that, I do have a full-time job, but we'll see. I'm going to say no for now. What would your rank... how would you rank the forwards this week? How would I rank the forwards this week? I would go Bowen, number 1. I would go... Pedro if he starts, which I think is likely. And then I would go Richarlison. And Osula. Osula been on fire, man. That's the 4, I think. Has any of the odds changed? Let's bring up Joe to make sure there isn't Atten. In odds we trust, exactly. Haaland to Richard, Bowen, Welbeck, Fleming and Saka to Marmoush captain for -4. I mean, that sounds great. Haaland to Bowen or Richard sounds great. And Saka to Marmoush captain. Again, unsure on a Saka captain. Or not Saka captain, sorry. A Marmoush captain, because he's probably going to get 65-ish, but realistically it looks like everyone's going to be getting 65-ish. Look at Tottenham. Oh, a squeaky bum time. Osula or Richie, Shy? Come on, George, man. You're a Richie enthusiast. You know the answer. Got to do Osula after that Mikey Jackson celebration. The Michael Jackson movie is actually brilliant, by the way, if you haven't watched it. I would recommend 10 out of 10 for a friend. The Last Dance, says Oscar. Mo Salah. Is it the time for The Last Dance? I think it is, personally. Mo never lets anyone down in FPL. That's one thing I've learned about Mo, except me this season. You're right, that's my boy. What am I thinking? Exactly. Alright, just setting back up my phone for any leaks. I'm starving, lads. I'm quite hungry. Does João Pedro start? Maximilian, yeah, I think it's very likely he starts, Maximilian. Alright, lads, I'm going to do a poll. It's not going to be a very popular one because it doesn't include Jared Bowen, but choose one. Let's do Richarlison plus Salah, or let's do Richard. It's really no question. I'm not even going to do that poll. It's no question on Salah versus a Tell or anyone like that, because Salah's the answer, especially now he's got the confirmation of a start. So maybe I shouldn't actually overthink this and just bring in Salah and captain. I mean, I'd also love to bring in Pedro Porro, but it looks like I'm going to have enough defenders. Bowen or Foden? If we get a confirmation about Foden, absolutely, why not go Foden? We have 30... let me update that timer. 37 minutes until the end of the stream. Let me quickly update that. Sorry, gents. There you go. Oops. And let's go back on the timeline to make sure we're not missing anything. Mo Salah. Lads, Pedro Porro, by the way. If you're looking for a defender, I think good move. Asula captain, don't mind any leaks. Haaland and Salah start. Or Haaland is benched and Salah starts. Think any of Gahey, Semenyo, Gabriel, Miles Lewis Kelly and Saka start. I think out of all of those, Maximilian, I think the only one that might start is Miles Lewis Kelly. Haaland, Tavernier and Saka to Salah, Palmer and Bowen. 1 million in the bank. Absolutely, Chris. Captain Salah or Bruno? I'm going to say Salah. Final day. Good afternoon, says Visser. Ready for the final game week? We are, indeed. We're all ready. And my eyes are absolutely glued to Twitter. Madueke is a decent punt, by the way. I just seen Gianni put something in the group chat. He is a decent punt indeed. Okay. Is there any other permutation? I could do Gabriel to Porro. Bench Haaland, but that's just boring. Has to be Mo Salah, right or die. Alright, let me pencil in then what I'm thinking. If Salah's the answer, I don't know the question. And I've been stung by this too many times this season, Kieran, but I mean, one last hurrah can never hurt. Never. And also bring in the boy Richie. -4, Captain Salah. Don't know. Like, I don't absolutely love that. If it was for free, I'd be all over it. A few people have asked about Fantasy Football World Cup, so let's make a start. Alright, still nothing of interest in the timeline, lads. What was your final transfer chart? I didn't do it yet, and I won't be doing it until we get confirmation of lineups, because I think they are going to come. Just found out Marmouche is a midfielder. Yeah, a lot of people do get caught out by that. Bring in Richie or Welbeck. I'd be more inclined to bring in Richie. Again, Richarlison will be on penalties if we get one. Not that he'll be on him. He'll take the ball. And Tell will be too nervous too. Yeah, Visser is true. Don't worry. Would you take a -8 for Salah or place or Palace defenders? I'm defending a 20-point mini league lead. I don't think you have much to worry about if you're 29 points up. But a -8 is only justifiable for Salah if you're going to captain him. Haaland and Saka to Salah and Bowen for -4. Absolutely yes. Comedy set is an absolute killer. 69er Javier. Fuck that. Oh my god, I couldn't think of anything worse. Spurs don't get pens, exactly. Everyone's taking a hit. Are you selling Haaland, Choi? I will be, yes. Has to be a Salah last dance, lads. I don't care if he gets 45 minutes. Toadson, Haaland, Saka, Pedro to Bowen, Marmouche and Fleming for a -8. Yeah, I don't mind that. But saying that, 30 minutes and 45 minutes of Haaland and Saka and a start from Pedro could hurt. But overall, those are good moves. Gabriel, Miles Lewis Kelly and Gab. I could be feeling 2 defenders this week. It is what it is. Spurs will get a pen. Problem is Richie will probably miss it. You're probably not wrong there, Kieran. Joven says, hi Chai guy and hi guys. Come on you Spurs, let's go with final push. Absolutely Joven. Would you take a -8 if you're 38 points up? Well, if you're doing a -8, it's probably for a good reason, and you're likely going to captain someone anyway. So, yes, probably. I wouldn't bother me either way. Look, realistically, the reason you're taking a hit is to try and maximize your points. Alright, still no new news, lads. I know I'm frantically refreshing the timeline. 115 of you in here. Do hit the like button and subscribe. Again, much love to all of you who are in here. I'm not worried about the block. Rhea, Gabriel and Saliba at Arsenal. I think 1 out of the 3 will start. I would be surprised to see 2 of the 3 start. Alright. Any other punts? Semenyo captain for the last game week. Semenyo is not going to start this game. I would be, for one, shocked if Semenyo started. Not that it can't happen. I just think there's absolutely no indicators that it will. Alright, another little scroll on timeline. Bruno Charleston or Bowen? Bowen is the right answer, but as a Spurs fan, we just got another leak, ladies and gents. And it's about Nico O'Reilly. Nico O'Reilly and Sharky are benched. So that makes my decision even easier. Big news coming true. There you go. Just going to spam it in chat. We're getting all the news, lads. 29 minutes until the end of the stream. We've only got City and Liverpool so far. I expect these next 29 minutes to be chaos. My friend texts back who's on the late shifts, lads. Okay, he got back to me. The late shift man got back to me. Semenyo starts then, says Spacino. I don't know if Semenyo does start. I think the lineup I seen from Luke was that Sav is on the right. Not that it's reliable. I don't think Semenyo is safe at all, lads. He didn't answer the Skype at all. Okay, let's do another little scroll on the timeline, gents. It's been a great stream so far. It's actually flying. Imagine Pep sharing a fake team. Now that would be brilliant if he just switched it up on the final day. I'd love that. Looks like people are taking hits, lads. That's massive news. Okay, now that we've got that confirmed then, I'm practically able to lock in my move. So, let me just for perspective. So, no O'Reilly, no Haaland means that they have to go on my bench. And let's just say Semenyo in for the time being. We know that O'Reilly definitely doesn't play, and we know Haaland definitely doesn't play. So therefore, there's my team. 3-5-2. Confident in everyone, bar Saka and Semenyo. The rest, I'm fairly confident they'll play. Haaland is the person I'll be moving out. Salah is the one I can bring in. So I can bring in Salah and I can bring in Richarlison. I feel like that's what I want to do. Do I think Trossard starts? Absolutely no way. Need Gyökeres and Saka news. Team is cooked. Saka won't start, Robert. There's no way Saka will start this game. Do I think Morgan Rogers starts? No way. And I don't think Toku will start either. One says he heard that Semenyo is not in the squad. Look, for what it's worth, I think that gives the green light for Phil Foden. And the reason for that is, right, realistically, other than Reinders, if there's no Semenyo, no Sharky, No Haaland. Marmouche is up top then. And I probably put Foden on the left or in the 10. Do we think Gabriel starts? Probably not. Should I take Foden and Mbeumo out? No, Mbeumo's a definite hold. I mean, I think Mbeumo could be a great differential this week. Don't ask me where that's coming from. It's just an inkling in the tummy. Don't worry about taking a hit, lads, especially if it's going to be for someone you're captain, by the way. It's the only time it's definitely justified. Is a -8 worth it to have 3 playing defenders? You're going to have to give me the players you're selling for a -8 Maximilian. Who could play on the wings, in your opinion, says Visser? Foden on the left, Savinho on the right, or Semenyo. I think it's going to be Savinho. And then Reinders potentially in the 10. Marmouche up top. Start Darlow over Bergen. I would start for Bergen. Brighton, absolutely everything to play for. Salah or Bruno captain if I bring in Salah. It has to be Salah if you're going to bring him in, George. Like, for you to bring in a player is saying that, okay, I think he's going to do something. You know what I mean? That's where is my... Oh, I do have my Vaseline, thank God. Is Semenyo starting? I don't think Semenyo is going to start this game. I mean, I hope he does. It would make my life a whole lot easier. Like, if Semenyo starts, I just do Saka and Haaland out. Hey man, what do you think about a -8? Haaland, Saka, and Nico Riley to Salah. What? Yes. Bowen and Porro. I have Gabriel, but I think he'd be benched. Wesley, those are solid moves. Chai, can you drop a free hit draft quickly? You know what? Absolutely, we will. Let's run through a quick free hit draft, and I'll be keeping an eye on my phone, gents. Okay, let's do a free hit draft if I were on free hit. This is what I would do. And it is going to be outlandish, and there's going to be some shouts in here that you're going to be like, what is going on? But that's what it's about. And especially on the foot, I should, next year I'm keeping my free hit for the final day, man. Imagine the chaos of a deadline stream with a free hit in check. Alright, few certainties then. Mo Salah's in the team. No doubt. No diggity, no doubt. I think Brentford are going to score. So I wouldn't have Virgil, in my opinion. Could be wrong. Spurs are some of the highest projectors in terms of clean sheet. So Porro's in. Bowen is in. He's an absolute certainty. Again, free hit draft, lads, for anyone who's just joining. I would absolutely have Phil Foden. Because I don't think there's a world in which he doesn't start now that we've got the information we have. Could be wrong. Could definitely be wrong. I would probably have Marmouche as well, because why not? I would have John Stones for the last day vibes. And I mean, actually no I wouldn't, because he's probably not the greatest fitness wise. I'd have Richarlison. Penalties. I'd have Bruno. And I'd have Mbeumo. Because I think I just got a feeling about Mbeumo today. Could be wrong. He mightn't start. And then we have to choose a keeper, which there's none I'd love, but I actually don't mind Marco Senesi against Forest, even though Forest are well on form. But I don't mind that he's been that good. Is there anyone else I like? Probably missing Palmer and Morgan Gibbs White, am I? I don't mind that though. Like, you can do You can spice it up. You can go no Bruno for the differential and go Palmer, which Palmer was very good versus Spurs, I have to say. And you can go Mbeumo to Morgan Gibbs-White. This is what I actually do. I mean, we'll sack Bruno for the sake of the draft. And we'll go to keeper. I'm not even going to say Anton Kinski. You probably go with Verbergen. Or no, you go all in on the Spurs. You go with Kinski. And you make your second keeper Vicario. Double up for the variance. You can go with Hill for, again, doubling up on variance once again. Or co-variances, as they call it. I don't think, John, that it's risky going Richarlison. I mean, sure, Solanke is back, but no rhythm. Richarlison's been getting really good minutes. Asula. You see, Asula's another great punt. Let's just put in the players that we'd have. I'm not going to make the team. Asula got to be in it, though. I'd actually have Hall in it as well. He played 90 minutes last game. If you could choose between Palmer, Foden or Marmoush, I would go with Foden. I think he's the best differential. Head scrambled. My head is in the bin as well. Anyway, that would be the team, lads. Hall is debatable, but look, recently he's been doing well in terms of minutes.
I'm 13 points behind in the mini league. Would you -4 to get in Marmoush or Foden? If so, captain either of them of Szoboszlai or Fernandes?
Brody, thank you for the super chat. I'm 13 points behind in my mini league. Would you do a -4 to get in Marmoush or Foden? The question is for who, Broden? If so, would you captain them, Foden / Marmoush, over a Szoboszlai or Fernandes? It's very hard for me to sit here and tell you to captain anyone over Bruno Fernandes in this current point in time. I'll be honest. But if you're 13 points behind, you probably don't want to captain Bruno because the guy you're against probably has him. That would be my thought process. It's all or nothing realistically, Broden. Shirky out. Okay, so Shirky to Foden for a -4. Yes, I would do it. But I would only do it if you're captaining them. Would I captain Foden? So hard for me to tell you to captain Foden. Would I do it? That's the question you're asking me. Would you take a -4 to get in Foden or Marmoush and captain them over Szoboszlai or Fernandes? The answer is yes, I would. I feel like 13 points is hard to grasp if you're going to captain the same person, the other person in your mini league is going for. And I would say specifically it's all or nothing if, of course, there's nothing to play for in second. So yes, I'm going to say, but Brody or Broden, don't be surprised if it goes against you. I mean, the only reason I'm saying yes is because you're in a position where you have to. And also, I would also wait until we get team confirmation about a Marmoush or Foden because we haven't got that as of yet. Just replying to someone else, 2 seconds. Okay, sorry. It would be fitting. My team is named Foden Bandine. There you go. Do you think Raya will start? I think there is a more chance he doesn't start this game. Alright lads, let's keep an eye on any more leaks. The last 17 minutes, this is crunch time, where we'll be expecting something. Really leaning towards Foden now. He's not going to the World Cup. Pep last game and Villa hungover. Well, there you go, lads. It's kind of my thought process as well. I wouldn't bring in Marmoush, lads, until we get confirmation. It's been an entertaining stream. Thank you again, Brodden, for the super chat. Much love, man. I hope it goes well. Do shoot me a DM on Twitter if you have it, and send me your team, and then that way you can get back to me on how it went. I'm intrigued to see if you can close the gap. that is brilliant. Oh my god, please Tottenham. I'm on my knees. That is so good. That's brilliant, man. Just seeing something. Is that a leak? No, it's not. Okay. It's been an interesting stream, lads. Everyone's doing a -4, it looks like. Alright, lads, we'll get back to the Twitter in just a second. Again, I have my eyes peeled, so don't worry. Anything that gets announced, you will have. If I do the moves right, if I do the moves I'm thinking of right now, I'll have 8.6 million in the bank. Imagine you could transfer it over to next season. It would be great. Hey, should I start one of Garner, Kieran, Dewsbury Hall, Thiago for a -4? I would start Kieran, Dewsbury Hall, I think. Who should I captain and voice captain, says Dubruvs. Probably Bruno is your best bet. Even though it's boring. I'm sorry, I assume this was talked about, but I haven't been able to hear. Is Haaland confirmed not to play? Do I sell him? Yes, Shadows. You don't have to sell him. Look, if you're okay with getting 30 minutes off the bench, I do expect him to feature. I'd be shocked if he didn't play. Who starts for Arsenal centre back? Surely Mascara plays right back. I think we could see anyone. We could see Raya playing centre half almost. Like it could be anyone. Would you start Szoboszlai or play Anderson with Forest? I would start Szoboszlai. And if Salah's your captain, I would definitely start Szoboszlai even more. Furthermore, Manu leaks. It doesn't look like we've got anything yet. Again, I'll keep you posted on if we get anything. Kois. I actually have this jersey. Love to see it. I think I'm captain Foden over Salah. Villa on the X the piss, says Jono. Higher than Brentford. That is completely fair. Alright, lads. It's just 13 minutes left in the stream. I would be shocked if in the next 3 minutes we don't get something. So stay put in chat. He probably does do well get got fried, but he's just not that type of player to be getting consistent contributions. But that's not to say he won't. Do we have news about Shirky? Shirky is also on the bench, and so is O'Reilly, Joven. Thank you, George. Much love for keeping chat in check. Appreciate you, man. Almost there, lads. Still 154 of you in here. Do hit the like button and subscribe for the final time this season. Again, it's been a mad season, lads. I don't think that, from a fantasy perspective, you know, it's been some of the lowest scores we've seen in a few years, and Arsenal won the league and Spurs are in relegation. It's not been an enjoyable season in the grand scheme of things, but overall, I've really enjoyed these streams nonetheless. Oh god damn it, I gotta overhaul my team. I'm on bench boost. Oh no, that's the worst thing ever for bench boost, man. Sorry to hear, Joven. King Choi says Gigio. Thank you, Gigio. Alright, I better lock in these moves in the next 5 minutes, I think. Again, I'm confident Foden is going to play. I would love to go Foden captain, lads. But I think I'm going to go with the king, Mo Salah. I just feel like everything is riding on a Salah send-off today. I'm almost confident of it, lads. And also, I like Salah. I'd like him to get his goal, get sent off, or not get sent off, get his send-off that I think he deserves. Deserby. What is going on, man? It's been a long stream. Okay. Any more leaks then? Let's have a look. Alright. Scroll on the timeline. This is the moment of truth, lads, where we're going to get some sort of information. I'm surprised we haven't got more from other teams. I'm almost locked in on Haaland, Saka, Sharky, to Salah, Bowen, and Foden. I love that, Chris. I really do like that. To Zervi. I'm following team. And what do I do? You start Bowen, you start Pedro. Your team is actually fine. 95 Sammy. I don't think you need to do much. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Sharp. I probably should save my team before the end of the stream. Before the deadline even gets close. Because again, there's a good chance this crashes with the amount of volume for the final day and leaks and stuff. Another player I'd love to bring in, Pedro Porro. Alright then. I think I'm going to start making moves, lads. Let's pencil in Richarlison, which I think he does get an early sub today, but I'm hoping he can do it versus his former squad. How's Bowen captain? Not bad, for sure. He'll be like a dog today with Defcon, I'd say. Porro, any news on João Pedro starting? No randomness, but in my opinion, I think he will. And also Saka down to the king himself. I'm going to make the moves, lads. I don't think I'm going to go down the Foden route. The only way I go Foden is if I want to sell Semenyo for a -8. Don't think it's worth it. Alright, lads. I'm going to lock in those moves. Again, I think it's fairly easy from my perspective because I've got Haaland who's not going to play. We've also got confirmation about O'Reilly and Sharky. I think I'm happy to bring in Salah for Saka. I don't think there's any way Saka is going to start. Sharp says, don't forget the mini league giveaway. What's happening with that, Sharp? Do DM me. We might do it at the start of the season. What did I say? I can't actually remember. Chris most likely winner. Yeah, he is indeed. Is O'Reilly not starting? O'Reilly is not starting. Do I think Royce starts? Royce, there's no way Royce is starting that game. Choice, whom do I sell for Salah? Eze or Semenyo? Semenyo. Alright, lads. I'm going to do a scroll on the timeline. Because I think there's going to be something going to be announced in a minute. My phone. Because we have 8 minutes until the end of the stream. I've not clicked make transfers yet, by the way. Just so you know. Checked your captaincy, lads. Just realised my Bowen was captain after selling Haaland. Yeah, do check captaincy. Lock captaincy. Put on the voice. Don't forget, lads. Do not forget. It was a shirt, I think. I'll check it after a stream. And Sharp, to get confirmation. Again, I can't remember what was said, but is there your donation still happening, or did you finish within means? I can't remember. Again, the shirt will have to be at the start of the next season because the jerseys are not announced. If that makes sense, Chris and Sharp. Lewis Skelly more of a chance than starting. Than Gabriel, I would say so. Yeah. Doku surely drop too. I think there's a good chance. No, Doku. Will Eze start? I think there's a good chance Eze does start. Again, just an opinion, nothing behind it. I think a player like Eze does really thrive off rhythm going into a final. I think you want him getting some sort of minutes. Foden definitely starting. No, Foden is definitely not starting. But given the information that we currently have, I took a big L after running my mouth. What we'll do, Sharp, like we said, rather than donating it through the channel, you can text me directly, and we'll get that sorted. Again, much love, Sharp. You're too good. Basically, the mini league winner that is a member is winning next year's season, which is going to be a United jersey, which looks like for Chris. Shout out Chris, man. Let me just make sure we've not got any more news, ladies and gents. Not yet, lads. Not yet. But keep your eyes peeled. In the next 2 minutes, I'm going to make my move, okay? And it is going to be Richarlison, Salah captain. Thoughts on Saka, Trossard to Marmoush, Anthony, Tell. Saka, Trossard to Marmoush and Tell. Love that. Love it. Come on, give us something. I feel like we're waiting a bomb, lads. Some sort of bomb. You're a good man, Sharp. You are a good man, Sharp. I have to say. Gehi, Gabriel, DeParo were a hit on a -4. It's hard for me to say Maximilian because I'm not doing that, if you know what I mean. If you've no other defender, yeah. Top 3 captains shy. I have Bowen up there, I'll be honest. I love the differential one. Salah, Foden, and I'm going to say Bowen. Alright, I'm going to give it until 27 on the clock, lads. Too good, Derek.
Thanks for everything. Have a pint on me. Enjoy your summer. Blue heart emoji.
Thank you, Derek, for the super chat. €6 he sends in. Come on, you Spurs. He says, thanks for everything, Chai. Have a pint on me. Enjoy the summer. Derek, I'll be having many a points if Spurs stay up. Trust me. Thank you so much again for supporting the channel. I mean, week in, week out, Derek. You've been here every single week, and much love. And thank you to all of you. Again, we'll be getting to that after we lock in what's actually happening. But again, much love, Derek. Thank you so much, man. You're too good. Was about to panic and take a -8 for Salah, and then I realised I'm 30 points ahead and calma. Yeah, I don't think there's a need randomness. Would you bring in Bowen or Krupi Jr. instead of Haaland? I'd go Bowen. -12, Haaland, Saka, Shirky, Nico, Salah, Marmoush, Paro, Krupi. I'll bench DCL. Wesley, if you have no one else, yes. Heisenberg will have Arsenal news. Wait, I am waiting, but I don't really care too much about what's going on with the Arsenal lads. I don't mind benching Gabriel because I don't think he gets more than 45. Alright, lads. I'm going to lock in this team. I'm going to do one more refresh on the timeline and make sure I've not missed anything. And then I'm going to lock in my team before the app breaks. Alright. -4. Confirmed. Mo Salah, one last hurrah with the armband. Get away, Coca-Cola, man. And Richarlison for Semenyo. And that's how we're looking, ladies and gents. For the fun, you know what? I'm just going to put in Dubravka's not going to play. Why am I wasting time? Kelleher, go in. There you go. We're locked and loaded, ladies and gents, for the final time this season. I hope you've enjoyed the chaos so far. We're not done yet, though. We're potentially waiting on one more leak. Wrenches says, Chai is the all-time go up Spurs. Marino's with the squad, says Simon. Semenyo is starting, says Charlie. I don't know where you've seen that, Charlie. Start Gyökeres or Doku? I'd probably start Gyökeres reluctantly. Charlie, I don't know if you're trolling me. You need to give me your source. A lot of people are waiting on Arsenal news, but it doesn't look like we're getting anything. Insider information. The thing though is, Charlie, that we actually haven't got anything about Semenyo. Maybe that is telling. Is there anyone I'd even be willing to play Semenyo over? Probably not. I'm hitting Sudoku if Gabriel doesn't start, says Tiny Fungus. There's no one I would even want to start Semenyo for, I don't think. I have no City going into this final day. It's not great. Alright, lads. 1 minute until the end of the stream. It doesn't look like we're going to get any more, ladies and gents, other than Mo and the City lads. Which is a shame. I thought we'd get much more. Semenyo and Eze get the same minutes for me, Charlie. Alright, lads. Doesn't look like we're getting anything. The app broke for me. Is the app broken? The app is indeed broken. Oh no, it's back. It's back. Sorry, it has crashed by the way. Well, I hope you're all locked in, lads, because it's been chaos. We're going to see Johnny Stones and Savinho. So it has crashed. I hope you're locked in. Please let me know if there's any stragglers. I'm so sorry if there was. But the time is up, lads. And my Twitter is also broken. Right, lads. We're going to call it there. Massive thank you to absolutely everyone who's been involved today. And an even bigger thank you to everyone who's been dipping in and out since the start of the season. I mean, it's been a very, very enjoyable season. Even though I've not been as good as I wanted to be in terms of rank, nor has Spurs been good at all. But, lads, I cannot thank you enough for joining me. And for all of you who have supported since the start of the season, we will be back next season, of course. I am doing football on Fantasy Football Scout for the World Cup. Please engage in the World Cup Fantasy. I'm really looking forward to it. Do me a favour, hit the like button and subscribe. Don't forget about me in the summer. I hope you're still going to be in tune. Look at that. We've got a last super chat from 18.
Chai, it's been a pleasure to follow you this year again. Enjoy your summer and good luck with your Spurs today. North London forever. Let's go Arsenal.
Thank you, 18, for the super chat. Chai, it's been a pleasure to follow you this year again. Enjoy your summer and good luck with Spurs today. North London forever. Let's go Arsenal. Thank you, 18. You've made my day along with Ollie. Come on, you Spurs. Absolutely. And as I'm absolutely shitting. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up there. Tiny Fungus, we'll see you for the Fantasy Football World Cup. Jeremy, best luck. George, the moderator. Chris, it's been wild. See you for your jersey. If you do remain at the top of the table, Visser, good luck. GSB, good luck. Kieran, best luck. Jovan, good luck. Come on, you Spurs. Maximilian, come on, you Spurs. Lads, as usual, I'm going to park it there. Much love to you all. And as usual, I will see you